YouTube. My name is Faith Afalabi, and I am the founder of Macbridge Consult. I'm a talk show host. I'm a mom. I'm an entrepreneur. I work with a food processing company. I also work with a non-for-profit and lots more. Well, if you just follow me on all my social media platforms at Faith Afalabi, yeah, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You probably see a whole lot. I'm an actor, podcaster as well, so I have something handful. So today I'm just going to be talking about something brief. I have a platform on WhatsApp where I share job adverts, and to God be the glory. A lot of people have had jobs from applying for the jobs I share through friends and through other job groups that I belong to. Jobs, not all jobs, business opportunities, scholarship, internship opportunities. I just love to share because I believe that's my calling. I can't just see an opportunity and not share. Sorry, I'm at home, guys. So today I just want to share something briefly. There are lots of mistakes that people do when they go for interview, and I'm just going to be sharing very few. Right? So okay, you applied for the job, you done test, and now you're going for your first interview. Arriving late is no excuse. If you're going to get there late, then you should send tests. In Lagos, people know that traffic is unavoidable. So it's important to send text to your employer just to let them know, your future employer, to let them know that you're running late, to the HR or whoever sends you the invite. This is what's happening. When you get there, quickly comport yourself and sit down for the interview. Now, when you get there, don't just sit there and behave like, well, maybe these people, if they take me, fine. If they don't take me, well, I have something else. No, comport yourself, study your environment. Don't take phone calls and you're speaking loud so everybody knows that, hey, you're here, you've never been there before. No, if you want to take your calls, like for example, if you're in a reception and you have people there, you can excuse yourself to the restroom, or you take a step outside the building, receive your calls, come back, sit appropriately. You can strike a conversation with people. I've had to do that, and doing that, I built relationship with people. For example, maybe I didn't get the job. I keep a relationship with the people there, and whoever gets the job, I keep in touch. And guess what? I've had jobs. I come back to the company that I had interviewed for, like that. Yes, I've once kept contact whereby there was a position available, and the lady invited me, and I was taken. I've built many friendships like that. It doesn't hurt to introduce yourself. Hi, what do you do? This is where I'm working. Okay, we keep in touch. After that day of the interview, you can follow up and say, okay, how did it go? Have they reached you? They haven't. And if the person eventually gets a job, you wish them well. It's okay. It's okay. And build friendship. You never know. Someone could just be your John the Baptist, your forerunner. And then once there's an opportunity, like Joseph and the butler, the person calls you, and that's how you get into the company. Yeah. So that's something you can take note during the interview. Then during the interview again, don't try to look like you're better than everyone else waiting there. I've had interviews where you go and then you see someone is just trying to talk or be. No, just be yourself. Be yourself. Is there a need for you to take up a leadership position while everyone is there? Fine, but if there's no need, maintain yourself, because you never know. Maybe there is a camera watching you and they're trying to see your behavior. Your interview starts right from the gate, greeting the gate man up to the receptionist. You never know what they're looking at. If you see something rough on the floor, pick it up. Don't just look and say it's not my business. Who knows? Maybe they're looking for someone with those kind of soft skills. You never know. I've watched heard stories about how one guy got a job by just closing knobs as he was going up to the interview steps. He kept sorting one thing on the other, little things that you feel don't matter. And by the time he got into the boardroom, and he was welcomed with a congratulations. How about that? And it was like, really? So that's one thing. Another thing you can do. So another thing, top of my head, that you want to do while you're interview, when you get into the interview room, of course you need to dress well. Dress well. Don't take it for granted like you've gone through the final stage, and so doesn't matter how I dress. Of course, there's a place for favor. There's a place for God leading you, but then follow the codes that are set, which is normal. Dress well. Even if you're taking a Zoom call meeting, dress well, put on your camera, don't take it for granted. Just make sure that from your head So here, everything is looking at fine. You can decide not to wear anything under. None of their business. But just ensure that the view they can see, it's well taken care of, right? Like this now, I can have an interview looking like in this space. Maybe not wearing this dress, maybe wearing something more corporate, depending on what I'm interviewing for. For artists, they don't need to wear suits and all that. You could just dress artistically or whatever comfortable they feel. But if you're going for corporate job interviews, it's important for you to dress according to the dress code, right? And also do not take up calls when you're into your interview room with whoever is interviewing you. If you're with your call chatting, or just once it's time for you to get into the room, put your phone down, get into the room. And when you get into the room, smile, be comfortable, make people feel comfortable with you. Even if you have to crack a joke, little, not over. But if you can't crack a joke, it's not a must. Put on a smile. Everybody knows that the country is tough, the days are tough, it's global crisis. Put on a smile. You never know, that smile can make the person that's interviewing you have a warm mood. You never know what mood they are in. Some CEOs can put up a face, or some managers or officers, they can just put up a face, but you don't know what they're going through at home, and that your smile can just be the game changer for you. You can ask how they're doing. If they ask you, respond clearly. Let them hear your words clearly. You don't have to speak for ne. Just make them hear you well. Let them hear what you're saying, okay? Yeah, then you're going to have a pen and a paper to write down feedback, because for me, I like to take notes. I like to write down stuff just in case I didn't hear you. I want to I want you to know that I heard you, and repeat your question, and I'm able to respond appropriately, right? So I've done several interviews, both physical and Zoom as well. I ensure I get into the meeting maybe 5 minutes before the interview time, so I don't have any. In fact, 30 minutes before I set up. Make sure that my internet is working and my background is okay, my mic is working. Then I can log out and come back 10 minutes before the main interview starts, because I want to be sure that I am not late, and they know that I keep the time. Even now that I work, I like to keep the time for meetings. I try to log in 5 minutes before. If I am late, that means I have an issue with my internet, or I forgot. But most times my meetings are on my calendar, so it reminds me 30 minutes before, so I know I have a meeting and I'm not late, right? Especially for Zoom meetings, I don't take it for granted because it's not physical. Even if you don't have to put on your camera, fine. Now, if you're having a Zoom meeting, put on your camera once you come in. If the interviewer says it's okay to switch off your video, yes, then you can switch it off. Don't switch it off and say, hi, hello. No, put it on, let them see you. Then they can say, okay, it's okay for you to switch off the camera. Then you can switch it off if you want to. You understand? Then be polite when you answer your questions. Don't be proud because you know the job. You know that these people have gotten to the final stage. So there's nothing will take this job away from me. No, don't be proud. Be humble. Answer your questions appropriately. Don't say what you're not asked, and don't be too rigid. This one is tricky, right? Because you never know what they're looking for. Maybe they want you to talk more and you're talking less. Above all, pray before you go in your rest room. Don't pray and you're disturbing others. No, it's not allowed. Even the spirit is under control. The prophet is under control. So you can be praying, and if you don't want to go anywhere, then you can pray under your breath. I can be praying, and you never know, but I'm praying, so you can do that. For us as Christians, we always commit our ways to God, and then you just trust God for the rest, that you have favor. Don't forget to research about the company, even though you've done tests. Still know who is the founder. They need to know the founder. They have branches, how they've evolved. Google and have those information ready-handed, so they know that you have researched about them, and they know that you're interested in working for them. You're not there because of the money as well. Then don't ask them about how much they will pay you. They will be the one to make the offer. Most times companies don't tell you until they want you, then they make you an offer. Then you can decide if that's okay for you, and if it's not okay, you let them know reasons why you feel it's not okay. It could be because of economic situation and all that. Do your research to know the amounts that are being paid to those people in those positions or in the position that you have applied for, right? I think I've done well today. Thank you for watching. I know no one came on, but at least this is a trial, and I'm going to do that again. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you so much for staying. If you want me to put up any content, new content, please send me an inbox, a message in the comment section, and I'll get right into it. Thank you. Bye bye. How do you turn off this thing? Okay.